Good morning, operators. Stand by. Stand by. Coffee's hot, frequency's alive. 145.430. You're listening to the morning hum. This is the Coffee Break Net. Steam rising with the sunrise glow. Signals bouncing nice and low. Foothill light and silicon sky. Morning check-ins rolling by. Call sign ready, mic in hand. Voices drifting through the band. RF dancing in the air. Someone's mobile somewhere out there. Keyed up, drop your sign. One at a time, you're sounding fine. Sip so don't rush the day. Net control will lead the way. Coffee on the console, radio's awake. Morning on the machine, give and take. Voices in the speaker, smooth and clean. So like riding on the beam. Checking out, don't hesitate. This is how we caffeinate. From the hills to the bay. W6EK Coffee starts the day. Check in. AllStarLink been feeling strong. Echolink brings friends along. Mobile base or handheld tight. Everyone's sounding right. Morning traffic rolling through. Signal reports 5x2. Laughing in between the keys. Coffee cup and beeper R's. Mic drop, carry a tone. You're never really alone. One more round, take your place. Good vibes on the interface. Coffee on the console, radio's awake. Morning on the machine, give and take. Voices and the speaker, smooth and clean. Sunlight riding on the beam. Check it out. Don't hesitate. This is how we caffeinate. Morning voices, RF stream. Coffee break, live on the machine. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Coffee's hot. Frequency's alive. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Good morning. Voices. Stand by. Stand by. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Stand by. Good morning, operators. Stand by.
6EK Repeater, located in Auburn, California, and is sponsored by the Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club. Every morning, 7:30 to 10 a.m. Pacific Time. This is Jeff, KW6U, this morning. I've been kind of looking at the national days, and they are wanting. Boy, oh boy, nothing fun. Let me go over them real quick. Today is the Ides of March. Beware of the Ides of March. Back in Roman times, If you could not pay your debts by this day, March 15th, well, we'll call it March 15th. Who knows what they called it back then. If you couldn't pay your debts, you were sold into slavery. So pay your debts. And as it is, it kind of reminds me of April 15th, as we are already sold into slavery by our congressional overlords. To stir the pot this morning. Nothing fun today, I'm just telling you. Let's go over another one. International Eat an Animal for PETA Day. That's right, a thumb in the nose of PETA people. That's what we want to do, is go ahead and have some steak. And let's see, there's nothing else really fun, so I don't want to get going, but we can talk about whatever you want today. We'll choose something happy. Happy thoughts for all. Good morning, everybody. It's really a very beautiful, nice spring day here in Auburn, California, and we'll kick off the morning with some quick in and outs today. I'll take quick in and outs.
Good morning, Jeff and Nat. Kilo Golf 6, November, Lima Whiskey.
Back, Rick in North Island.
Hello, good morning. KC8 Fox Queen Victor from the East Coast. KC8 FQE Mark.
KD3 AJN Kilo Delta 3 Alpha Juliet November.
K0 JRF Kilo 0 Juliet Romeo Foxtrot.
Hey, sorry guys, I am having technical difficulties. My keyboard just crumbed out on me here, and I am quickly writing things down, and it's really helpful when I have my keyboard working. So give me a moment, let me go through who I have, and we will sort this out. So Ken, I think I've got you up front with a triple, KB7 DFP. I think I got Carl and 6 CKV. I think I've got you KD6 CDQ, Anna KD3, and if you'll come again with the rest of that, my apologies, AJN, I believe.
That's right, AJN.
All right, now who did I miss? Let's sort this out a little bit. Who did I miss? And I'll get you written down by pen.
Oh, I was up there towards top KG6 NLW. I might have been the kin you were thinking of.
That's KC8 FQV.
And KG6 NLW.
FQV, and there was somebody else right there as well.
K0 JRF Kilo 0 Juliet Romeo Foxtrot.
All right, I've got Kilo 0 Juliet Romeo Foxtrot. Was there anyone else on that list that I missed?
Yep, you missed me, Jeff. I think you thought I was kin. KG6 NLW.
Okay, KG6 NLW. I've got you there, Frank. Anyone else on this first list of in and outs?
Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Papa Delta. Andrew over in Birmingham, Alabama.
All right, Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Papa Delta. I've got you, Andrew. All right, let me just go up to the top and go through our morning, and I think I've got KB7 DFP. Good morning. How's it going?
Jeff, I don't mean to burst your bubble, but Ken hasn't keyed up in 17 some odd hours here. I think I was mixed in there with CKV and CDQ, and that's how you got kin.
Well, I appreciate it. So we'll get back to Ken eventually. He's often the first thing in the morning, and it was quite the kerfuffle up front from my end. So we'll skip on down to Carl, N6CKV. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. I got an allergy attack, so I'll keep forward. It's a nice day. I have to do a Sam's Club run. With that, we're making it through the day. Allergies are bad right now. Back to you, Jeff.
All right, Carl. Thanks again for checking in this morning, and have a great and happy Sunday. And we'll go to KD6CDQ. Rick, how are you doing?
Good morning, Jeff and Annette. This is KD6CDQ, Rick in beautiful downtown suburban North Highlands. And it's surely looking pretty nice out there.
It looks beautiful from my window at the moment, so I think some folks are going to have a stunning day. It is the middle of March, and a happy spring day around here for sure.
Yeah, I'm having a pretty good day so far, seeing how I've been up since yesterday. Typical me, though. My grandson, he's in the Navy, and he's on the, hold on a second. The USS Princeton, it's a destroyer. And, well, he's got his hands full. Seems like they had a shipboard fire, and now they're currently being towed back to San Diego. Well, that's a trip cut short. They're on their way to South America.
Oh, that's a bummer. I don't know what happened there, but looks like they're making their way eventually. Trips get cut short and out at sea. That's not good.
Yeah, I got kind of curious about the ship, and it's Winnipega, and I was looking at Winnipega, and that baby must have a cast iron bottom to her hull, because she took 2 landmines back in the late 90s. And I'll tell you one thing, she survived with a crack in the hull, and actually under her own power made it back to San Diego for dry dock and repair. So I ought to tell my grandson about that. I don't know if he knows it, that boat a little better made than they thought. Anyways, that's all I got going today. So everyone out there, you have yourself a wonderful day. This is KD6CDQ, Rick in North Highlands, and 73, y'all.
All right, Rick. Well, thanks for checking into the net this morning. Yeah, it's going to be gorgeous, so enjoy every bit of it. And this is KW6Q73. And good morning, Anna. KD3AJN, how are you this morning? Bright and early for us. Normally you're out coming in a little bit later.
Good morning, Jeff, and everyone else on the net this morning. Yeah, usually I'm a little later, but this morning I was here and I caught you doing in and out, so I figured, just get in there. Not too much going on here today. We're supposed to have a beautiful day. It's supposed to be 70 degrees, which is very surprising because in 2 days it's going to be in the 20s. So we're going to maybe enjoy that and go out and take a walk.
Sounds fantastic. Hopefully you'll have a very nice walk out there today. It's springtime over here, and you might get the same feeling a bit where you are.
It has been really windy around here lately. We had a big windstorm on Friday, and there was a lot of power outages and things knocked down. But yesterday wasn't too bad, and hopefully today won't be too bad either. But we're going to go out anyways and see what it's like.
Well, enjoy it. It's always nice to get outside and get some fresh air. The air gets a little stale feeling in the wintertime when you're only in the house, so breathe deeply out there and enjoy the walk.
Definitely going to do that. And we're having ham and cabbage and potatoes for dinner today with soda bread. Instead of having it on, well, we're going to have leftovers on Tuesday, but we were home today. We decided to have the ham and cabbage and potatoes today. So we're getting all ready for St. Patrick's Day. Everybody have a great day and a great Sunday, and enjoy the weather if you can. KD3AJN.
All right, Anna, you have a very pleasant day. Thank you for checking in this morning. It's happy to hear you on the air. So, KD3AJN at KW6U73. And good morning, K0JRF. How are you this morning, and how's your Sunday going?
Good morning. Not too bad. Sitting over here in Fairview, Pennsylvania, just on the south shore of Lake Erie. It's been an interesting weather week. Got some work to do later this afternoon, doing some generator repairs. Had some bad windstorms up here. But it's still a little chilly this morning, and chilly here is right around freezing, but we should warm up into the 50s later. Sounds like a much better take care of that job. Back to that.
Wow, getting into the 50s right on the lake in Lake Erie, so that's pretty good weather. Springtime is kicking in your direction. Good to hear it. Have any flowers kicked up out of the ground yet?
Not at all. We are just coming out of the thaw, so a little bit of green, but nothing that's taken up that well. The maple season is just into ripe. That's the weekend here where all of the maple farmers, if you will, are gathering the syrup and cooking it down. So this is a time of year to get that done.
Wow, so I wonder if you, and I'll just ask one more question, if you're walking around near that where that's happening, if you could smell the maple syrup being cooked down.
You know, that's a good question. Wife and I toured some of the facilities yesterday, and I don't remember that, so I'm going to have to go with no. The main thing that you see is all of the tubing running through the woods, miles and miles and miles of tubing as it all drains down and collects to a low point so they can pump it out. That's the biggest thing I think you notice.
All right. Well, that's a curiosity of mine. I've never seen the harvest. Of course, you watch it on TV, but you can't smell it through the TV. I can just imagine it. So maybe my imagination is running wild. Well, you go ahead and have a great day. It's early spring for you. Maybe some crocuses are starting to creak out of somebody's personal garden, and maybe that'll come through. Have a great day. Thanks for checking into the Coffee Break Net this morning. K0JRF, KW6U73. Good morning, Frank, KG6NLW. How are you this morning, and what's going on with you?
Good morning, Jeff and Nanette. Well, you know, you said the national days were lacking. I pulled up two just for you, Jeff. Today is National Shoe the World Day. founded in 2014 by National Day Calendar and Donald Zamondi and the United Indigenous People in Fontana, California. So get your shoes on and be thankful for them. There's also Everything You Think Is Wrong Day. This one's a fun one. March 15th recognizes Everything You Think Is Wrong Day, a day where decision-making should be avoided, as your thoughts are, according to the founder of this holiday, wrong. It is also a day created for some people to realize they are not always right. And I think we all know people like that. Absolutely. Other than that, not much going on. Just have the usual stuff going today. Live streaming, photo editing later. And, that's about it for me. Quick howdy to Alabama Andrew, KQ4APD, who's up next. So, good morning to him as well. Good to hear him come out here today. And, that's it, Jeff. Nice, short, simple, sweet, and probably even under a minute and a half. KW6U, KG6NLW.
Well, Frank, you beat the egg timer, so good for you. And thanks for the other national days of interest there. Yeah, I think going with the Ides of March, National You're Wrong Day, might not want to be wrong on a day like today back in Roman times, or you'd love to become a slave. Have a great day, Frank, and thanks for checking into the Coffee Break Net this morning. And we'll catch you next time. KG6NLW, KW6U, 73.
73, Jeff. Have a great one.
Andrew, how are you this morning, and what's going on down in, Alabama?
Good morning to everybody in Coffee Break Net world, and good morning to you also, Frank. It's always nice to hear from you. Everything's going great over here in the wonderful city of Birmingham in the great state of Alabama. Weather's going to have our once a year before spring starts, our last, we call it false spring, around where it's warm, and then out of nowhere we have a cold snap that produces a weird ice storm and snow. So tonight it's supposed to get a little cold for us, and they're saying that we're going to snow tomorrow. But got my shoes on to celebrate Happy National Shoe Day, and also celebrating National Wrong, I believe it was Wrong Day, or what my wife likes to call it, every day for me. Not a whole lot, just wanted to come in and check in, just got in from work about that. Sit here and enjoy the beautiful weather.
Well, I certainly understand the I'm always wrong part. It happens often, so in between my own ears, of course, you don't think that, but it eventually peeks itself out and lets you know. Well, it sounds like that's right, that cold front was coming through the south a bit, which was a little bit strange. It's warmer up north for a bit. Unusual weather going through, but I guess springtime is for unusual weather, so we can expect odd things like that from time to time.
Oh, yeah, my wife just corrected me on this. What we ended up calling that is not the false spring. We call it blackberry winter. It's a little southern saying because basically that's when the blackberries start showing up, and then it freezes and then kills all the blackberries, and we have to start back over. But everybody, enjoy the rest of y'all's day. I'm going to give you some coffee and enjoy this beautiful day while it lasts. 73 and back to net control.
I like that saying, blackberry winter. Well, we see the blackberries around here growing like crazy in the wild. They don't go bad at all. We're not going to get that kind of storm. And then before long, we'll have the wild blackberries all over the canyon. So have a great day, Andrew, and thanks for checking into the net this morning. KQ4APD, this is KW6U73. All right, good morning. This is the Coffee Break Net. I have my secondary computer up and running, and so I think I finally have my log going forward. Let's see who's out there who would like to check in. We'll do another round of in and outs to get on with our day. It is Sunday, and it's beautiful out here in sunny Auburn, California. What's it like around you? KW6U taking more in and out check-ins.
Kilo Oscar 6, Indy Hotel Juliet.
Whiskey 6, Oscar Mike.
K4 Lima Golf, Idaho.
All right, I got you, Sam. K4 Lima Golf, Idaho. Charlie. Frog in my throat. Good morning, Charlie. W6SOM and Larry, K06IHJ. Larry, let's go ahead and kick it off with you this morning. What are you up to this morning?
Well, not much. I just had a sleepover with my best friend from 5 years.
We want to get added to the list.
Both 5 years old. He came up for the weekend. Let's see. Today, what is today? Sunday. I'm gonna hide in this side of the door. I don't care what the weather's like. I'm gonna play radio all day.
Radio all day sounds like fun. And just to acknowledge Mark here, KC8FQV. It looks like I skipped over you because my scribbles I couldn't read, and thanks for checking back in, and I'll get you on that in and out list here. So radios all day sounds like a fun day. Hey, it was good seeing you at the meeting the other day. I forget how tall you are. My gosh, I felt short next to you, and I guess I am kind of short by comparison.
Yeah, I'm a big old, that's why I think Ryan gave me the nickname of Lair Bear, because I'm a big old bear kind of guy. All right. Hey, thanks for running the net on this fine Sunday morning. Y'all have fun. Enjoy the day. Everybody have a blessed day. Be careful out there. I always say that, but, you just gotta hear it. Just be careful out there, like they say on the cop shows. K06IHJ 73. Back to you.
All right, Larry. Thanks for checking in. And I'm going to go to Charlie next, Mark. I'll come right back to you. Whiskey 6 Sierra Oscar Mike. Charlie, you're usually on the go at this time. What are you up to today?
Weapons qual, annual weapons qual. So just doing that. Just finished on my way home. Just thought I'd check in, say hi to everybody. Happy Sunday, W6SOM.
All right, got to make sure we're all up to date and proficient at necessary skill sets. So have a great day, Charlie, and thanks for checking into the net this morning. W6SOM, KW6U73. And Mark, I'm going to circle back to you, KC8FQV. How are you this morning, and how's it in your neighborhood?
All right, KCFQ. Well, it's 50 degrees out here. Yeah, I had breakfast already and did a couple of nets already. Yeah, one of the nets, morning grind net, where I found you guys at, because one of the guys mentioned about other nets. So then come over here. So, yeah, I'm going right now through an ordering of a prescription. Normally, I like calling them. I said, well, the last one I did, I dialed the phone number and entered it in on the phone, and I was going to go and check to see if they had it like Tuesday, and the next day it came. So, and I think I ordered on either it was a Monday or over the weekend or it was a Friday. I can't recall which day, but it was here. It was pills. So I said, well, I'll go try it this time. This is the insulin. So I have to get it in today, and I'll see if they pick it up today, because they don't like shipping out anything. They like shipping insulin on Monday, because then it can get to the people by the end of the week and not being stopped. So I sent it back to net, KCFQV. Yep, Hamfest, they're coming back alive. So KCFQV.
Yeah, that's right. We actually have a Ham Fest here coming up at the end of the month, March 28th. I'll be announcing that again. I know it's going to be a beautiful spring day and sunny Loomis, California at that day. But Ham Fests are fun, so if you have one in your area, get out there and go enjoy it. Hopefully you'll have fine weather. Have a great day. Mark, and we'll catch you next time. KC8FQV, KW6U73. Hang Good morning, Sam, K4, Lima Golf, Idaho. How are you, and what's going on in your neighborhood?
Good morning, Jeff, and everybody in the net from Denver. Left this when I got out this morning. It was high wind alert, 21 degrees and snow on the ground. Some of it bare earth, some of it piled up by the wind. And I was listening to the Pony Express net in Wyoming, and everything was 10 to 15 degrees. So I guess we have a dose of that down here. You know, Jeff, I found out that you could take 2 black plastic bags and ball them up and put a weight on them and put cool water in them. It would stay cool for a long, long time. And somebody, Afghanistan tried it, and apparently in a hot desert, you put about 5 bags together like that, black, and tie them up tight, and they stay cold for a long time. And of course, that'd be pretty light as well. Have a nice day, Jeff. K4LGI. Thank you.
Well, that's interesting. I'm wondering how that actually works, but I'm guessing the black plastic with layers just acts as an insulator rather than passing the energy straight through. That sounds like a very interesting theory to test out. I'll have to give it a go. Thanks, Sam, for checking into the net this morning, and tidbit of information. K4 Lima Golf, Idaho, KW6U73.
Yeah, you have to crumble it up. Thank you.
Probably. That makes sense to leave that kind of more or less gapped like an insulator. All right. Well, good morning. This is the Coffee Break Net. This is KW6U. We can take some more check-ins. And let's see who's out there, and let me know if you are an In-N-Out. We'll take all comers, In-N-Out and rag shoes. This is KW6U taking check-ins.
This is Kilo Bravo 1, Papa Zulu Sierra, KB1PZS, Bob in Connecticut. I'll be here for rag shoe.
November 8th, Juliet Kilo Oscar Joe in Willoughby, Ohio. First time connecting.
Whiskey 2, Romeo, Oscar, November.
Congratulations,
Whiskey
Joe from
2,
Willoughby.
Romeo, Oscar,
A neighbor of
November,
mine,
Ronnie,
KSFQ.
Vermont. Over.
N9
All right, stand by here. I'm getting double after double, so let me go through who I have to start, and then we'll fill in the blanks. I have KB1PZS. Bob, good morning. November 8th, Juliet Kilo Oscar, first time check-in with us. Good morning. I have, I think, W2RON. Is that correct?
That's correct, and we're in the state of Vermont. Victor Tango, over.
Node 51018.
And on in, let's try again.
Node 5109.
KB6LUV. Good morning.
0099.
N9MUF.
Node 51094. Disconnected. Node 510.
All right, I've got KB6LUV and N9MUF. Good morning. So let's see. Well, Bob, you I know for sure are rag shoe. Brett, you're normally an In-N-Out. Is that the case? You're going to stick around a little bit longer today?
Good morning.
Well, I didn't hear you. So, then Daniel, N9MUF, you're usually on the road. Are you also an In-N-Out?
54 degrees.
I am not on the road. I was given the pass to skip the music crew at church today, so I'm a rag shoe. If you could put me at the bottom of the list, that would be great, because I'm still trying to get around to this whole breakfast thing.
KB6LUV In-N-Out, sorry.
Well, we got a row of either rag shoes or in and outs here. So let's start right up the top with Bob. Good morning, KB1PZS. How are you this morning? What's going on with you?
Yeah, good morning to you, to the net, and to you. And I'm just putzing around with some of my nodes here, and I woke up late. I'm usually up here. It's 11 o'clock. I'm on the East Coast, and I usually don't sleep this late. So wow, I must have been really exhausted. And just get my coffee here, and in fact, that was it just finished. See, we got it's pretty sunny out, and it seems to be kind of warm. I haven't been out yet, but yeah, it's up around 40 degrees, just about what it was yesterday. And that's about it. You know, I got a node that I'm building for the car, so I'm waiting on 44net to register me for a tunnel so that I can port forward my node through this tunnel that they have on my cell phone, because my cell phone's a CGNet, and can't get the port forwarded on my cell phone internet. So that's kind of a workaround. It's a lot of people I know use it, so I guess it takes about a day to get approved. So I'm waiting on that, and once I get that going, I'll have a node in the car. That's about it. That's what's going on here. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. And back to net control. KB1PZS.
Oh, very cool. So using your cell phone for internet. I know a lot of people that do that. More and more, though, I'm hearing about StarLink Mobile that people are installing on their vehicles around here. So they are the ones that drive around a lot more. Covered distances are able to get coverage anywhere and get the node. So I'm hearing more and more about that. I'm curious to see how people's performances on those things are working. But sounds like you're having a good day, good start to the day. You got to sleep in a little bit. Must have been exhausted if you slept in. Have a great day then, Bob, and we'll catch you next time. KB1PZS, this is KW6U73. November 8th, Juliet Kilo Oscar, first time checking in with us this morning. Good morning, and how are you today?
Good morning, Net Control, and good morning, everybody on the net. This is N8JKO, Joe in beautiful Willoughby, Ohio, where we have 49 degrees and a 26% humidity, and we got something here called, I think, sunlight. The weather here, let's just put it this way, it is always an adventure, so I'm looking forward to a very good day. First time check-in with your net, was doing a little searching. All I can say is when I find a net with the name Coffee in it, it has to be a great bunch of people. So with that, I will send it back to Net Control. With best wishes to everyone, please take care. God bless and 7-3. N8JKO, back to Net Control.
Well, very cool. The name Coffee stood out. I think I'm on my third cup of coffee this morning, wide awake and moving. And here in Auburn right now it's 55, but it's going to be a high of 77. So it is a fantastic spring day here. So I'm hoping I'm spreading good wishes for good weather everywhere across the country this spring. Thanks for checking in, Joe. I appreciate it. Nice to hear that it's your first check-in, and hopefully you'll find us other days. November 8th, Joliet Kilo Oscar. This is KW6U73.
Comment.
And let's see, I'll check in again with Brett, KB6LUV. Good morning. How's your day?
morning, Netland. It is going well. It is gorgeous out here in South Natomas. That orange ball has made an appearance in the sky. It's going to climb up into the mid-70s, which means I will be outside doing some yard work, working on a little pool, getting the pool to open up for the season. This is the earliest that that's ever been. Yeah, maybe get a ride on Little Red today.
Are you going to do a fast ride or a leisurely, slow spring ride?
I guess that'll depend on the honeydew list and how quickly that gets done. Hi.
I know when I'm out and about on anything that goes fast, it's hard for me to come back home. So, yeah, maybe that honeydew list will just get put off until a little bit later when it's warmer. Hey, well, have fun out there going for the ride around town. I know it's going to be a blast today. It's beautiful out there, so 7-3 to you there, Brett. Good morning. KB6LUV, this is KW6U.
Thank you very much for being there this morning. Always good to hear you and everybody else out there in Coffee Break Net land. Hope you have a great day. Be blessed. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. KB6LUV. Be of love. 73. Clear and listening.
All right. Take care. Hey, good morning, Ron. W2RON. What's going on with you? You're kind of everybody's spread around the country this morning, so it is kind of nice to hear what's happening locally.
Okay, very good. KW6U, W2RON. Well, good morning to you. Good morning to everybody on the net. It's the first time for me to believe, I'm not sure. There's so many nets on, and I've been listening a lot lately, and I've been checking into whichever one comes on, and I'm not really sure if I did check in or not to yours. But anyway, we'll try to remember to do it again and again. We're not usually a net person, but lately we've been having more time to listen, and some of them sound pretty interesting. I was listening last night to one, and one fellow was talking about these things, what do they call them? These flowers that come up in the springtime. They're kind of like a weed. And you can, dandelions. They do all kinds of stuff with dandelions, and I was really interested in that. And then I fell asleep, so I missed out on all of that stuff. Then this morning, you're talking about, somebody mentioned satellites. And I got a new program called Stellarium. It's a astronomy program. And it's kind of like real time almost. And I was looking at it, and there's like 1 million of them up there. It shows the satellites going through the sky. And they're all StarLink satellites. Hold on, let me get this. And I had no idea there were that many satellites flying around up there. They're going to be bumping into each other. But you mentioned, I think, that the satellite uses StarLink in the car. Boy, I don't know how that works, but I guess maybe I should listen around and learn more about it. We woke up this morning. Actually, we usually get up very early, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. But this morning we slept in till 6, and it was like 21 degrees. Now it's up to 31. And it's probably not going to get out of the 30s today. But anyway, that's it. Well, thank you very much for letting us come in here, and we look forward to doing it again. So back to you, KW6U, W2RON. Ron in Milton, Vermont. Over.
Yeah, isn't it interesting, all of the different nets that are out there that have especially those that have a focus, like satellites and among other things. And just because you mentioned it, I looked up how many StarLink satellites are actually in orbit Right now, there are 9,357 StarLink satellites in orbit, with 9,347 of them currently operational. So there's a few of them that are non-operational. They'll probably fall through soon. How about that? That's a lot of Starlink satellites, and it looks like they're hoping to get up to around 42,000. So it seems like it's going to be crowded up there. I don't know how we're going to figure that out, but fantastic listening to the different nets. Have a great day, Ron. W2RON KW6U73.
73, and I know I thought it was going to be a lot, like you were going to say 50. Thousands? Unbelievable. Thank you for the information. This W2RON clear.
Yeah, almost 10,000 and growing. All right, good morning, Danu. N9NUF. How are you this morning?
Fortunately, I am still waking up. I slept in this morning. I had arranged to take today off quite some time ago so they could arrange around the absence of a guitar, and enjoying a very restful, slow morning.
Isn't that nice? If you don't have to spring up and get out of bed at a certain time. This morning I woke up before my alarm and actually had a leisurely morning, only to discover right when the net started, my computer, my primary computer that I use for the net, crapped out on me momentarily. It was really the keyboard itself. And plugging in another keyboard, it wanted to go through a whole setup procedure. So I was scrambling to write things down, and I just switched over to a different computer, and I'm operational now. I started out slow and picked up fast.
That's always frustrating. Yeah, my main Windows box, I've actually, when you were talking about that, I counted. I've got 3 keyboards hooked up to it at the moment.
I actually have one keyboard that switches between 2 of the 3 that I have, and one of them is just a Raspberry Pi, so I can VPN into that. And it's just no big deal. But normally it works great. And what happened really, all it was just the wireless keyboard that I had hooked up. Just ran low on battery and didn't give me indication that it was, and stopped working. And then when I plugged one in manually, it wanted to go through a setup procedure because it was on a Mac, and then I have a Windows PC and a Raspberry Pi, so it didn't know which operating system I was using, apparently.
That can always be frustrating. Yeah, the way that I work it is I've got my Mac controlling my Windows box. I use Synergy to move between the two. I've got a Royal keyboard. Well, it's not a Royal keyboard, the old style typewriters, but I picked up a keyboard like that, and that sits behind just in case. And then my emergency keyboard is a little handheld keyboard that I use anytime something goes completely haywire and I need to control the Windows box.
Sounds like a good setup. I try and keep my desk more or less a minimalist setup, so when it's also the spare bedroom in the shack, and this is where the grandkids hang out, so the less buttons that they can push and change, the better. And so the more I keep it neat and organized, they leave it alone.
That I understand. The one keyboard is turned off, the other keyboard is inaccessible, and I make sure to lock my Mac when I step away. Since little Miss Tappity Bonk has discovered exactly how much is on my desk, and she's actually trying to get on it right now. Hi, Daddy, I love you. Oh, right. Is that your desk?
Don't they love to just walk right into your face there and rub around? Yeah, also, it's a beautiful morning with the sun kind of coming through the keyboard. Everything is low in the room, and it looks to me as if my keyboard also needs to be cleaned in this light, so I've got some work to do later on today.
I'm like you. I try to keep my desk clean. Minimalist, well, given the fact that it's my work area, it's the shack, I've got a few other things that I try and keep in place. The fact that I can look at 4 radios right now that I can operate at a moment's notice. I wouldn't say it's cluttered, it's just tightly organized.
There you go, tightly organized. Yep, I'm working on that a little bit better now. Mostly minimalist on the desk itself, with a little clutter today. And elsewhere, it's not too busy either. So I try to find a place for everything. I'm not sure my wife's ready for a full-on proper ham shack in the house, so I'm building one out back later on in the year.
I am fortunate that my wife has encouraged the motorcycles, the music, and the amateur radio, and has never raised an eyebrow at any one of those 3 purchases.
Well, I think for us, it's only the aesthetics because it's the spare bedroom. That's it. So if I can keep the aesthetics good, then all is well.
That makes sense. I set up, when I built this house, I knew that this room was going to be my office, and set it up as such, and actually during the building pulled coax up to the attic for some of the antennas, so I'm in good shape. My plans today, radio and music, I think. I need to do some tweaking on a paddle, get it set properly as my speed is increased, need to switch some of the feel. I've got the straight key hooked up right now because of the SKCC event going on, but I finally managed to get my hands on a splitter so I can leave both the straight key and the paddle hooked up at the same time and need to just, switch it in software. So I'll have fun with radio today and music. I've got a little online concert at 4 p.m. my time, and I'd like to just, touch the material one more time before the concert hits.
Sounds like you got a nice full day all lined up, participating in Street Key. I like how you have that set up. You just have to change settings real quick, I presumed, in order to get that going, or is there something automated about it?
Nope, just have to change settings. Just go in and through the online menu. Unfortunately, WFU doesn't quite cover it in their controls, and switch it from a paddle to a string and back. It's not quite set up yet, but and Sweetwater took their time delivering the Y cable. And the correct term for him is my dealer. When he called me up to ask about it, I had to explain that the last 2 purchases from them were for ham radio and not actually for music. He was curious as to what I was going to use it for, and he was really intrigued when I explained.
Not really terribly too much difference. Audio features are going to be the same. Just the use itself is the only thing that's wildly different, just from a connections point of view. And you have some quality cables then coming to you.
Absolutely, and Sweetwater is always good to me. My only frustration was, when he called up, I said, I noticed it hasn't been shipped yet, and I'd like to have it by this weekend, and it was waiting for me Saturday morning. So a little more wiring work, and like I said, I've got to tweak the paddle so that it's got the feel. I think he was more surprised that Morse code is still in use. One of those people that, a lot of people, they forget that we hams are still avid in Morse code.
Yeah, it's amazing how busy the airwaves are with Morse code, and it's a lot easier to find a spot since bandwidth is so much smaller than audio and the voice, and so that's kind of nice. I do like playing with it, and I also tend to like, and the biggest reason why I learned it was just to learn it, but to be able to use QRP a little bit more effectively.
I think for me, because I had failed to learn it in the 80s when I was pursuing the novice license, and I finally did learn it enough to get my Tech Plus, but it was more of a, I want to actually succeed at this and use something that I've set out to do for some time. And you're right, Morse code is absolutely awesome for QRP, and my Go bag for POTAs, I've got it down to one bag, so my hope is to trim a little more equipment from it, and it is motorcycle safe. And that way, when I go riding, if I don't have a motorcycle that's got saddlebags on it, I can just throw the POTA bag on my back and take a ride and have a POTA all in the same day.
I like it. POTA. Yeah, those are a lot of fun in those rides, and you can carry a little more weight on a motorcycle than you can backpacking, and I'm trying to get down to ounces, not pounds, and we'll see how I do. I've got a nice little setup. In the case itself, I have a Pelican case. It's just over a pound, and so I'm going to try and find some other suitable ultralight case that gets it down to under a pound for the really kind of a POTA soda setup.
Yeah, you're right. That's the problem if you're backpacking it in, and of course, since it'll be on my back while I'm riding, if it's the chopper, it will. I'm still concerned about weight because I don't want to ride for 2-3 hours with it on my back and then get home and complain about the way my back feels.
Yeah, exactly. I usually pack mine in a top case and do it that way, but it's better to, when you can, to have it in a case, but if not, a backpack does work, especially if you're not going too far. Not going hours instead of, just a few miles away for a nice little short spring ride, and that fine weather is coming up here for you.
It absolutely is, and the opportunity to get a twofer in, it will just be great. The only thing I need to do now is strap a guitar to the back of the bike, which I've done before. I've got a guitar that's got a folding neck, so I could strap that to one of the tourer bikes and, music, POTA, and motorcycle all on the same trip.
Quite the hippie flowing down the road. Yeah, I've seen that before, actually, with people riding with guitars off their back, actually in a full strap. I don't know how they do it, but I have seen it. Quite fun, and always, it's nice to see when somebody's hanging out in the park, strumming along.
This is a wonderful little guitar called a Voyage Air. It's a full-body guitar, and it's a really unique design. The neck folds, and it fits very nicely. It could be taken as and put in an overhead compartment in an airplane, and then you just fold it back and tighten it in. It's just fine.
I just pulled up a picture of it. There's a few different kinds, but the Voyage Air looks kind of interesting. Very cool. Boy, there's more folding guitars than I thought. I didn't expect to see so many of them. I should have known better.
Well, travel guitars have been one of my interests in music, kind of a sub-interest, if you will. And a lot of that is because some of the performances that I go to, I do have to fly, and it's trying to figure out how I can avoid checking in a guitar.
Yes, so you can take it online luggage instead of checking it in. Makes sense to me, because that way you can manage it a little bit better, and you don't have to worry about it getting thrown around.
Comment?
Well, it's kind of like amateur radio gear in that concern. You know, it's expensive, it's personal, and I see too many people say, well, I'll just gate check it and I'll get away with that. And I'm like, you don't know that you're not going to gate check and it's going to wind up in the hold.
It always winds up in the hole when you gate check it, but I get it. It makes no difference. They get to pick it up. They get to avoid the whole going through the whole dropping off your luggage process when you gate check something, but it still gets thrown into the hold.
And that's what I try and tell them. I've got a very heavy-duty SKB case that can handle quite a bit of the abuse, and I've had to fly with the guitar a few times. But it can handle it, but it's one of those, if I can avoid having to even check a guitar, I'm a happy camper.
Keep it under your control and completely understand that. Well, Daniel, we've flipped the egg timer a couple of times. Is there anything else you have for the net this morning?
I don't, but I believe there was a comment. It sounded like Brett.
KB6IUV. Yep, good ears, Dan. Check the Donner Hush guitar, which is actually the travel guitar that I have. It folds down, or I should say, breaks down into a very nice travel thin case. It's electric, but it has a built-in amp, headset amp, and output. Really cool. KB6IUV, 73.
Yeah, Daniel, I think that one was for you. I just pulled it up. It's a streamlined looking little guitar with some brackets on it that give you some of the feel.
Yeah, the one guitar that I've got if I want to travel and get that feel and switch back between electric and acoustic is a guitar called it's a Traveler. I can't think of the exact model at the moment, but it is something I could probably pack in a suitcase.
I'm just amazed by it all. Really, to be fair, it's fascinating how small these things can pack down. So, didn't really know that world. Don't play guitar, but that's probably why I don't know anything about it. Because I think if I had played the guitar, I probably would have something that would travel. And I like the Voyager series that you're looking at, that you're using. Feels like a more of an acoustic setup. I don't know anything about guitar, to be fair.
And it definitely has that acoustic feel. It's got a decent enough neck. It's not something I'd want to record with, but if I just want to, like I said, go out to a park and play guitar and do a little POTA activation and get a good ride in, it's a way I can get all three. I get my own threefer, if you will.
Very cool. Well, the weather's getting fine enough for you to get out there and do that soon, and hopefully you'll have a good time doing exactly that.
That should be the case. Well, before I flip the 8 timer one more time, I'll hand it back to you in the net. Jeff, always a pleasure. And as you figured out, I'm very definitely enjoying this slow, peaceful morning here at home. 7-3 to you in the net, Jeff, and 9MUF.
That is what Sundays are for. Enjoy your morning, Daniel. Have a great day. N9MUF, KW6U73. Coffee Break Net. This is KW6U. We're just kind of having a lazy morning. Who would like to check into the net this morning, and please let me know if you are an in and out.
KV6U is an anyway, I'll be in and out. Peter and Elk Grove.
Timmy and Faro, Mobile, November 6, Foxtrot, Mike Delta.
Good morning, Jeff.
November 9.
KO68, good morning.
Papa, in and out.
KVGM, in and out, please.
N2 DYI.
right, let's run through who I have. It's a little bit confusing. It was quite a few doubles, so people were waiting. Good morning, Patrick, into DYI. Good morning, Jimmy, KA3VGM. Morning, Greg, KO6TH, and Simone, K6DXN, and Peter, KD6QZH. Now, there were approximately 3 doubles. So, come on, spread it out, come on back in, let's get you in here.
November 6th, Foxtrot Mike Delta, Jimmy, N6FMD, in and out.
KA6UAI, in and out.
November 9, Tango Delta Echo, Aberdeen.
Kilo 0, Sierra Sierra Delta, South Dakota.
All right, that time I've got, let's see, Jimmy, N6FMD. I've got Ron, KA6UAI. Let's see, November 9, it was at Victor Tango Delta. My apologies if I missed that.
Negative. November 9, Tango Delta Echo. Tango Delta Echo. QSL.
Tango Delta Echo. Very good. Dave, K6DCL, I've got you. And there was a K0 station.
Kilo 0, Sierra Sierra Delta.
All right, Tim, K0SSD. Good morning. All right, let's go through this morning. I'm going to assume we got most of the in and outs here with all this conversation. But Peter, I'm going to go right up top to you. KD6QZH. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good to hear you. KD6QZH here in Elk Grove, heading off to church a little early. I'm on the Pastoral Relations Committee, and we have some changes happening at our church, so I got to get there a little bit early to be in position to answer questions. We'll find out. Anyway, and I'm going to stop for coffee really quick, because I'm going to do a lot of talking today, so I need to be, at the top of my game. So anyway, I hope you and everybody on the net is doing okay. And I'll pass it back because this, after all, is an in and out. KD6QZH.
Well, it sounds like you're having a good day. Yes, go charge up with a good cup of coffee. We are all here enjoying coffee this morning. So have a great day, Peter. Thanks for checking into the net this morning. KD6QZH, KW6U73. And good morning, Simone, K6DXN. Happy Sunday to you, and what are you up to today?
Hey, good morning, Jeff. Well, I've been listening since the beginning and just drinking my coffee, just waiting for it to slow down, but it seems like it's speeding up, so I figured I better get in before I have to go about my day. Hope you're doing well.
I am. Today is a good morning. It started out a little bumpy when I had computer issues, but fixed that and we're moving along. It's a nice, relaxing morning.
Roger, Roger. All right. Well, let me line up my quick topics and I'll get out of your hair. I got distracted by my phone. Thanks there, Alex. Let's see. We're going to opening day after church. We're going to opening day for my grandson's little league. Well, it's not his opening game, but the opening day for the whole league where they introduce the teams and all that. He's on the T-ball Dodgers this year. It's his second year. Imagine how popular the Dodgers are up here. So popular that his coach is a Giants fan, obviously, and said, we're not going to be the Dodgers, we're going to be the Dodger Dinos. So I'm going to go about calling them the Dodgers and drop the Dinos just to be annoying probably throughout the year. And travel guitars, I have a carbon fiber. It's called a Nova Go, and it's fairly inexpensive, and it's an awesome little guitar. It doesn't fold. It's a one-piece carbon fiber travel-sized guitar with a hard case. It's about 32 inches long, so it's a parlor-sized guitar. But what's nice about the carbon fiber is the weather doesn't affect it. You know, you can probably throw that thing in the bottom of the ocean and pull it out and just change out the tuning pegs, the machine heads, and the strings, and be ready to go. So I like that little Go. It's made by a company called Enya, and I also have one of their carbon fiber ukuleles. And I think they're for bang for the buck. They're really cool. Anyway, I'm no professional, so I'm not going to drop $1,000 on a Voyager or anything like that, although I know they're really nice. And Brett, if you're still listening, I'm curious on how the progress is going with the antenna. I'm going to go about making mine a linking system this week. The little wind-up antenna there that I've been promoting. They're great little antennas. Just throw it in a little pocket or a backpack. They're tiny, and they work really well. Just a little 9-to-1 transformer with a wire winder and some thin 22-gauge wire, and different links do different things. So we've been playing around with those. The band conditions have been rough, to say the least. There's contacts to be made, but not by the dozens like they were a week ago. So that's been my experience anyway. Anyway, that's about all I got, Jeff. Thanks for taking my check-in. 73, and have a great rest of your beautiful day. It's going to be the mid-70s, so we're getting our snacks together and all our stuff, and we're going to go sit in the bleachers and brave the sun, some boonie hats on, and enjoy opening baseball day for Placerville Little League. Kilo 6 Delta X-Ray November, 73.
Well, I love the excitement of Little League games. Any kids' sports, it's just fun to watch, and all the positive stuff. And it's always remarkable, some of the comments that you might hear from the stands that shouldn't be said at kids' games, but it is what it is. So have fun, Simone. Thanks for checking into the net this morning, and just have a beautiful Sunday. K6DXN, KW6U, 73.
Comment.
November 6th, FMD. Jimmy, good morning, and how are you today?
I'm pretty good there. Hey, I think there was a comment that came up. I'm not sure if you heard that. Let me break for that. I'll hand it back to you and see what you want to do with that.
All right, let's go ahead and take that comment.
KB6UV. Just wanted to report back. Hey, Simone, thanks very much for checking in. I actually got my wires all cut and the quick connect ends connected yesterday, and so I'll be testing that sometime this week. But it's really hip how I've got the quick connects at the wire lengths for the various bands. So if anybody is interested, reach out to Simone, and he can fill you in with more. KB6UV, 73.
Gotta love those lightweight antennas. All right, thanks, Brett. And Jimmy, thanks for the catch on the comment. Appreciate it. How's your day?
Well, it's a beautiful morning, and we'll see if it's going to be a beautiful day on HF. Simone and I have been trying to play HF, last 3 days, really. And I always say the bands are terrible, and for once, I think they really are. I don't know if anyone else has been trying to play HF lately, but it has been rough. So I did the church thing this morning early, and now I'm headed out to the lake to do another attempt and see if we can get activated today on phone. I have not been able to actually do a phone activation POTA. I've gotten 45 minutes, 3 contacts, and then the next one was 45 minutes, 2 contacts, and I've had to switch to FT8. So I'm hoping today the bands might be a little kinder. We got the sunspots on this side, but we also have the chrono hole, so that jacks up causes our blackouts, or R1 blackouts. And then the other side of the sun is super quiet, but we got no sunspots. So it's kind of like a catch-22 here. We're not getting a break on HF right now.
Yeah, I like to start out with FT8 and just kind of see what propagation is doing and get a little mini report, so to speak, for what's going on, and then switch over to voice. Maybe that's something you can do and just kind of get a sense for it all before you spend too much time on HF voice.
Yeah, it's it's true. Like I definitely noticed yesterday, but it was time for me to leave. That FT8 all of a sudden every signal was becoming very well defined, and then I started seeing a lot of the DX signals coming in. So I kind of knew it was open, but it was too late. The day was over. So yeah, a lot of times I'll kind of do two parts. Sometimes I'll start on FT. Sometimes I typically will just hunt, and I'll go hunt for other parks, and that gives me an idea of who they're hearing, like as far as who's coming into them, who I can hear is coming into them. Gives me an idea who I'll hear, what states they're from, and then if I can reach out and make that contact, then I kind of have an idea what my reach is as well. So that's typically the pattern I use. But when the bands are really rough, I'll use FT, like you say, kind of like a whisper. I'll take a look and see what bands are noisy, what bands have really defined signals, and what bands are kind of all over the place, and the lines are all blurred and everybody's bleeding over everywhere.
Yeah, it just gives me a nice little, you get a signal report for the distances that you see, and a good place to start. You never know. Anyway, well, have fun out there. I know you've got, it's good to get out there often, and it seems like you do, so it sounds like you're going to have some fun, regardless, even if the conditions are crummy. That's how we learn.
Yeah, true that. And it's a lot of fun. Like when it's really slow or bad like that, I'll throw up 3 or 4 different antennas and flip my antenna switch between them to see, okay, which one really is the difference of, is an S1 or S2 difference in propagation and receive, or receive and transmit? Is it really make or break that contact? And it does. When the band conditions are like this, that's the real telltale sign as to, is a difference between a return loss of 32 and 10 or 12. Does it really make a difference? Well, when the bands are like this, I can tell you from experience, it truly does.
It's remarkable when you see that. You have a nice little test of your field antennas, and you get a great feedback immediately. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize you did it that way with 3 antennas and a switch. We'll do that when we set up for contesting, but, I don't very often set up multiple antennas for a POTA.
Yeah, I don't do it like every time, but I do it pretty often. I worked on it a little bit yesterday, and the day before that when it was really bad, I put up every kind of in-fed antenna. I went 71 foot, 41 foot, 29 and a half foot. I mean, I put them all up. I put a POTA Performer up. I put the Chameleon up, and I just kept going and going until I started making the contact. I was calling out to the same station, couldn't get through, flipping between the ones that I had up, and finally made the contact, and it was the POTA Performer and the Wolf River Coil that actually came through for me. So that's what I'm on today. I'm not even going to bother rolling everything out. I'm going to stick with the Wolf River Coil. It's a fast deployment, and we'll see what she does. So, well, I know it's a quick in and out. Hey, thank you for letting me get checked in there this morning, and thank you for doing the net.
All right, Jimmy, good luck out there. Have fun. That's the most important part, and I'm sure you will, as always. N6FMD, KW6U73.
All right, and good morning to everyone, and 73 to you as well.
Great, KO6TH. I don't know if you were an in and out or not, but I have a couple more in and outs to go through. Are you going to stick around?
I'll be here, Mark. Jeff. Sending a message to Mark here. Jeff, yeah, I'll be around, so go ahead, and I'll talk to you later. KO6TH.
All right, moving on down the line here. Good morning, Patrick, into DYI. How are you this morning? Patrick, this is KW6U. I wrote you down as an in and out. Are you still there?
I'm still here. I had the radio turned down for about 30 seconds, and that's when I got called.
That's the way it always happens. How are you this morning? Happy Sunday.
I'm doing all right. It's kind of a cloudy, overcast day here. We're supposed to get a bunch of rain in the afternoon, and then all of tomorrow. It's not going to be a particularly nice day. There's a front coming through, and then after that, it's going to be cold for the next few days. So, yeah, here's what it is. Welcome to March in the South.
Yeah, I did see when I looked, I guess it was yesterday, some funky weather kind of going through the south right now, and it's a little warmer up north.
Yeah, we're supposed to be in the, I think around 73 will be the high here today, and then 70 tomorrow, but with all that rain. And then Tuesday, the high will only be 46. We'll be in the low 20s overnight, so... I mean, that's kind of typical for this time of year. It goes up and down, but it seems like it's doing it a little bit more on the extreme side this year than normal.
Yeah, real funny season, no doubt about it, and it's a little funky. But how long are you going to be in North Carolina?
I'm going to be here for at least another month. Other than that, I'm not sure.
All right. Well, then you'll get plenty of time to experience the funky spring weather in North Carolina.
Absolutely. I haven't actually experienced the funky spring weather in North Carolina really since I moved to New York in 2014, so I guess I'm due for that.
Well, something new, I suppose. There you go. So anything else that you have for the net this morning?
No, nothing particularly exciting going on yet. I haven't really started my day. I went to sleep at around 3:30 this morning, and theoretically I slept for about 7 hours, but what I think actually happened was I shut down for 7 hours and slept for about half an hour. So I don't feel particularly rested or particularly great, generally speaking. So I do have things that need to be accomplished, so I guess I ought to just push through it and see what happens.
Yeah, that's what coffee is for on those days. Yeah, so you just basically you went into standby and not shut down. So that's probably the feeling of lack of rest.
Yeah, some days I just forget to plug myself into the charger. That's the problem.
There we go. We got to charge up. Yeah, figure that one out, and you'll solve a whole bunch of problems in the world.
Yeah, or at least maybe some personal problems. Anyway, I turned the radio on when Bob KB1PSZ was checking in. I think that's his call sign. He was talking about getting a 44 tunnel, and it's kind of reminding me that I have not actually messed with 44 net yet. A lot of people who run AllStarLink nodes love it because if you're on a mobile provider or a CGNet or any number of other consistent issues happen when IP addresses don't match up and mobile providers do some odd things with different settings. I run my own infrastructure to get around that, so I'm actually using my own setup. And it's harder to set up, but the advantage that I have is if I need to set up a new node, I don't need to wait for anybody else to give me a tunnel. I can just do it. The disadvantage is, if I break it, I am my own tech support.
And for me, that is always the big issue, breaking something and then having to be the tech support. That's never fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, eventually you get good at diagnostics and figuring out logs and weird things with firewalls, but man, I can't wait until more stuff supports IPv6. It seems like amateur radio, once upon a time, amateur radio operators were on the bleeding edge of technology, pioneering and going where no one had ever gone before. And these days, it just seems like we're always 3 steps behind in some way. Somebody comes up with a cool concept, it gets adapted, it gets steeped in legacy, and maybe in 20 or 30 years, it gets an update.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe the pace of change has been so much faster in most areas that it just takes a while to assimilate most of that stuff. And because the pace of change is so great, you kind of have to filter through a lot of stuff that doesn't always work, and it kind of comes and goes.
KB1PZS with a comment.
Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how are you doing that? Are you going through are you doing your own VPN? Are you going through a VPN to get your port forwarded?
I have a cluster of VPSs that I have access to, and they are all on tail scale. So I have a couple of different custom routes that do all the NAT and forwarding and stuff for me over that using exit nodes. It's not quite as straightforward as what 44 Connect does, but it essentially accomplishes a lot of the same thing.
Comment, KG6NLW.
Okay, right now I'm just going through DV Switch app, connected to my All-Star node at home, with just going through the internet on the wide area network side. But anyways, all right. Thank you for the question, the answer to my question, and I'll get back to net control, KB1PZS.
And comment, KG6NLW.
All right, let's see, who is that was? My apologies here. There is by the way, if you're ever interested, on Mondays, there is, Monday evenings, there's an all nodes net, and some of these things are potentially covered in there. Is that about right, Patrick?
Yep, and Bob has checked in with us before.
All right, perfect. Excellent. Yeah, I myself am completely clueless in how you guys do some of this stuff, and so my eyes begin to glaze over when I hear too much of it. I probably need to listen into the All Nodes Net and learn a few things.
Yeah, the problem with the All Nodes Net is that you accidentally learn stuff. That's one thing I've discovered about it, both running it and listening to it as a participant.
Yeah, learn by osmosis, by just having it on. Yeah, I need to participate in that a little bit more and just kind of get a clue. But anyway, and by the way, we appreciate what you do with that All Nodes Net and kind of background stuff for us here. It's really helpful.
Yep, there's a bunch of stuff I want to do that will eventually, hopefully, get done to improve the capacity of the node 51018 as it is, and hopefully decrease the latency and improve the quality of the connection between the repeater and the mostly just the local RF stuff. Yeah, there's we're talking back and forth about that. There's a lot of stuff I want to do eventually, in combination with Brian, Tom, and Doug. So more on that when it happens, I guess. Anyway, I won't hold you for too much longer. I will let that, and I'm going to figure out what today is going to do. And I will say 7-3 for now. Have a good one. KW6U and 2DYI.
All right, Patrick. Hey, thanks for checking in, and thanks for all you do for our nodes. N2DYI, KW6U, 73. Hey, good morning, Ron. K6UAI, what are you up to today?
I have a quick comment.
K6UAI. Well, I'm up. That's about it so far. 3 cups of coffee, and I'm starting to wake up. But I hope to load up the cart that I have, and I think you're familiar with the area. There's a trail that goes from Shady Fir up to the club here in Sun City, and before you get there, in between the 2 little bridges is a loop path off to the left, and I don't have room to get cut the length for my new 66-foot infed up on the mast, so the backyard didn't quite cut it unless something was in a tree or next to a gutter, a metal gutter, so didn't want to do it there. So I'm going to go out there with that and some equipment and maybe even the radio to test it out once I get it done. But I also have a 33-footer that, of course, that'll be easy. It's only 10 or 11 feet down from the carbon fiber mast, but it should tune up pretty easy too. But that's the day, I guess, out there in that open area, and see if I can actually pull the cart that far and back. Lori's off to San Carlos to deal with more of the trust stuff for her dad who passed, and so I'm on my own, and since I can't even drive down the street, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know exactly the area you're talking about. We're on standby just for a second. There was a comment.
Thank you, Jeff. Patrick, are you good on QRZ for an email? I guess he turned his radio back down. Go ahead, Jeff. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I did, yes.
All right, you're good on QRZ, Patrick?
I'm good on QRZ.
Thank you. I'm going to send you an email. I have a question about tail scale. KG6, and I'll tell you.
All right, I'll be looking for it. N2DYI, back to net.
All right, Ron. Yeah, back to you. That area you're describing has got quite a few trees to work with if you wanted to.
Well, I want to get it set up on the mast. I have a easy to deploy mast. It just takes a few minutes. 3 stakes and a little mount that goes on the bottom to guy it up. It's one of the Explorer carbon fiber heavy duty 33 foot. So I'm going to set up a line so I can pull the top of the wire up and down without having to bring the mast down over and over. Take the rig expert and hook it up and see if I can get it tuned up on the 3 main bands that it runs.
I presume an inverted V?
No, this is just an end pit, so it's about, the base of it's going to be starting at about 70 feet away from the antenna. If I have it, the full length of the wire that I have in there now, but it'll come down to about 60 feet from the mast. So that's, or maybe a little under 60, I guess, once I have it cut down to length. But I'm going to go out and start with that and maybe shorten it up to start with to about the 66-foot length and see where it comes out. But I guess there's a little off-tuning with between 40, 20, and 10, and it kind of slides up the scale, so I'm going to try to find a balance there. And cut it, crimp it, and start with the next one. Just get them set up.
Fair enough. It does sound like you're going to have some fun with that, and that's a good spot to do that, and it's not too far away from you, and be a little bit of exercise getting over there. And even though it's just a few, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 blocks from your place, that sounds like a nice little walk in the springtime.
Well, it's 3 blocks just to get to the cart path, so it's a little farther than that, but not as far as the schoolhouse park. That would be a nice place, and I did set up a vertical with a short tripod out there about 3 weeks ago, and made some good contacts. I think might have been the North Carolina QSO party, so made quite a few contacts in a few states out that way with it. Just sitting kind of in the trees and sitting on one of the little benches over there. But it's a little far for me to walk and pull something. I'm thinking of investing in one of the little 3-wheel electric trikes, so that I can load it up on one of the two trays and put all my stuff on there and strap it down and drive around. Maybe even make it up to Safeway on the back trail they have now. who knows? Anyway, you have a great rest of the weekend. Everybody have some fun out there, and I'll be listening in. KA6 UAI 73s.
All right, Ron. Well, have fun out there, and it'll be a nice day for it. It's a beautiful spot. KA6 UAI, KW6U73. And I'm going to go ahead and jump up to Jimmy. Good morning, KA3VGM. I put you down as an in and out. Is that the case?
Can I make a comment after you finish with him?
Let me see if Jimmy checks in. KA3VGM, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Jeff. And the comment can go ahead of me. I'm in a hurry, but not that big a hurry. So the comment can go ahead of me.
All right, comment. Go ahead.
Yes, W2RON in Vermont. We heard a couple people back talking about a Wolf River coil, and I was curious to know, there's different ways I guess you can deploy them. If the other person was around and I could squeeze in that, I'd like to know how they deploy it. Do they put it on a car? Do they put it on a mesh on the ground? How do they do it? Do they put it on a tripod with counterpoises? If they're around and we can hear how they do that, I would like to hear it. Thank you very much. We'll just stand by either way if we can get them or not. It's W2RON. Thank you.
Ron, I think that answer would be for Jimmy N6FMD or Simone K6DXN, but probably Jimmy N6FMD has the best answer. Jimmy, are you there?
Yeah, roger that. I'm here. So I deploy it a couple different ways. The stuff that comes with it's fine, but the easiest deployment is to deploy it with the tripod, the whip in the coil, and then throw a Faraday cloth down. So spend an extra $20 or $30 on Amazon, get a Faraday cloth, eliminates the ground radials. That is, to date, the best way I've deployed it, and I get up to 1.03 SWR on any band, and usually anywhere from a 27 to a 32 return loss. So it's very efficient over the Faraday cloth, more so efficient over the Faraday cloth than the radials. I have put it on the car. It still tunes up, but you're getting about a 15 to a 12 return loss. And at that point, instead of dealing with the Wolf River coil, you're better off getting shark sticks. And that's it. And then if you really want to touch base, look me up on QRZ. My email's good there. And then we can talk about more detail on some of the different ways I've deployed the Wolf River coil. Great antenna. One of my favorite antennas to date, and I use it all the time. Back to net.
Ron, did you hear that? W2RON?
Yes, I did. I thank you very, very much, and thank him very, very much. I've deployed it in a number of ways. One with on a mesh window screen, about 8 foot long by about 3 foot wide, and the other one on top of the car with a 3 magnet mount on the top of the vehicle, and both of them have worked really great for me. Okay, just wanted to see if there was who had success in whatever way they mounted it. And that's very good. Thank you very, very much. Back to net, KW6UW2RON, and thank everybody else for letting me butt in.
All right, Ron. Yeah, glad you got to hear the answer to that. W2RON, KW6U. Thanks for the comment. All right, Jimmy, back to you, KA3VGM. Good morning. Happy Sunday.
Good morning, Jeff, and hello to everybody else. It's actually a nice, warm, sunny day back here in Pennsylvania. It's 58 degrees, or at least at the moment, if not warmer. So, we'll have a nice day today, but we're going to pay for it tomorrow and the next day. Tuesday's high is only supposed to be 29 degrees. So, back down the freezer we go. K3BGM. Everybody have a good day.
All right, Jimmy. Yeah, have a good day yourself. Thank you for checking into the net. And it's a happy Sunday. KA3BGM, KW6U73. Greg, I have two more in and outs to go through, and then I'll be back to you. I'm sorry about that. Morning, Ted, N9TED. How are you this morning?
Oh, this is N9TDE. I'm doing good this morning. Sun shining, the blizzard's gone. Excuse me. It's wonderful 12 degrees. We still have some blowing snow, but we're doing good up here.
Well, you must be further north. Is that Wisconsin? Is that what I'm understanding? Is that cold?
Well, no, I'm farther west. I'm in South Dakota. But yeah, we had a blizzard last night, last night. It's supposed to be over here in a little bit, but I think it's done past us. And the sun's shining, so I'm going to have to go outside here in a little bit and shovel some snow.
Well, shoveling snow can be good exercise or not a lot of fun. Hopefully you manage to make it both fun and good exercise.
Well, I don't do a lot of shoveling anymore. I do what I have to, and that's about it. But I got a little snow blower that'll help, I think, if this is light enough. And then, yeah, so that'll be all right. And I'm working on getting I'm having a little trouble with my All-Star. I'm not understanding a few things, but I'm going to work through it.
Well, very good. Yeah, All-Star is, it can be tricky from time to time, but we do have an all-nodes net here Monday evenings at 6 o'clock, so it's not too late for you. So if you feel like checking into that and posting your problem, I bet you'll get a solution.
And is that 6 o'clock on West Coast?
Oh, yes, that is 6 p.m. Pacific time on the W6EK Repeater and AllStarLink 51018. And you'll be able to listen into, well, all the possibilities. But if you're having some trouble, that's the place to post your problem.
Oh, sounds good. Well, I'm going to let you get going. I just finished formatting a card, and I'm going to try to reload all of my stuff on it from scratch, and that'll be my project this afternoon after shoveling some snow.
All right. Have a great day. Happy Sunday, and good luck on your project. N9TDE KW6U73.
All right, thanks a lot. 73 N9TDE. Clear and listening.
Good morning, Tim. K0SSD. How are you this morning? Happy Sunday.
Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Tim. I'm out here in Hecla, South Dakota, and Marvin, who just got off, is my Elmer out of Aberdeen. I live just outside Aberdeen. But yes, we've been working on our All-Star nodes. We've had a few difficulties with one that we set up that we got from AllScan, and we're working through those. And I actually have one coming that will be here. Well, to be here tomorrow, supposedly, if they clear enough snow away from here for the mailman to get here. And then, but mine's going to be a little different. My node is going to be connected to an FTM 400 that we hope that we will be able to talk to our local repeaters with it so we can broaden our network. But anyway, and good morning, Frank. I heard you in there. And that's it. You know, I've been checking in every once in a while with you guys. And that's our goal, is to expand our network a little bit, add the All-Star, and be able to participate in these things a little bit more. Out here, you know, our repeater systems are pretty quiet. There's only a few of us there. We don't have the population in South Dakota like you guys do there. We're not as dense, so our repeater systems are not as heavily used. But our net control is Marvin, who just got off. He runs the morning net here at 9 a.m. Our time, so it would be 7 a.m. your time. So anyway, I just wanted to say good morning, and I hope you guys are all having a great day. K0SSD.
All right, good morning. Yeah, it's nice to have an Elmer that is helpful with you. And there are some advantages to being less dense in more ways than one. Have a great day, Tim. Thanks for checking into the net this morning, and hopefully you have a wonderful Sunday. K0SSD, KW6U73. All right, Greg, good morning, KO60H. Boy, oh boy, this has been a busy morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, everyone. Greg, KO60H. Yeah, wow. Didn't realize what I was getting into there. Yeah, just a normal Sunday after a star party. We had a star party last night with the Astronomy Club up in Nevada City. It was kind of iffy going in. I'm driving up 49, and it's getting cloudier and cloudier, and I pull into the place, and it's like, okay, I can't even align the telescope. I can't see Polaris, North Star, and well, maybe I'll set it up, and who knows what'll happen. And I set the scope up, and I managed to get a little bit of a view of the star, and got things calibrated, and then the skies parted, and it was a glorious evening. We had 5 telescopes set up. The public was invited. We have a number of people came for the first time and enjoyed looking through the scopes, and I got about 2 hours worth of imaging done. Talked about what the equipment was, and everybody was interested in everything. We saw Jupiter, great red spot. Saw Io, one of its moons, pass behind the planet. So now we're trying to figure out what are we going to tell the Pope. I mean, something's different up there. KO60H, back to you.
Oh, how funny. Something's different up there. What was really different for you this time?
Not for me. I mean, well, I guess take that back. We had really good views of Jupiter. Saw the great red spot through a couple of the telescopes. Mine was doing imaging, so it was. I got about 2 hours of data on it's a dwarf galaxy. Supposed to be 90% dark matter. I don't know how they know that, but I can't image it very well from here. There's too much light pollution. It's a very dim one, and I got some good data from that. But no, I was referring back to 1620 something with Galileo, realizing, after looking at the moons of Jupiter, that not everything orbited the Earth. The sun, there's the church may have all kinds of powers, but it can't determine how the solar system works, and the Pope didn't like that. So sometimes you have to just speak the truth and put up with it, and history will judge you well. Anyway, that was last night. Got home until after 11, and got everything unloaded and set back up again in the garage, and took my calibration images this morning, and got a bit. The image came out okay. Nothing to write home about, but yeah, there's a rather odd-shaped galaxy out there, probably because of the dark matter. So, anyway, we have laundry to do and chat with the kids this afternoon. I've got some yard work I got to get done. We dug out some rather diseased-looking shrubs last week, and I got to clean up all the stuff on the ground that was left over from that. So, anyway, on with today. Going to be a busy one. KO6GH, as you said. Back to you.
Comment, KG6, and I'll tell you.
About Galileo, how long did he sit on the information before he finally was brave enough to come out and say something? My guess is quite a long time. He had the theory. Well, I'm sure there's some stories about that. But it's always remarkable to me how many ancient civilizations that we've heard about had remarkably accurate star charts, had been using them for traveling for quite a while. So always a fascinating subject, and fun to listen and learn about when you see a project on TV or whatever. But a fascinating subject. The math that goes into figuring out all of that that we had and known about for a long time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Galileo wasn't actually the first one to realize that things orbited the sun. And who was it? Kepler, I think, before that, had his... he actually published the theory, but he couched it in a different way and didn't directly go against the doctrine and of the church, and so he escaped. At least he escaped being persecuted for it. But Galileo was a bit more visible, I guess, and published his works, basically confirming what Kepler had determined. And things orbit things, and very few of them. In fact, only one orbits the Earth. So. Doctrine doesn't, it may seem like I don't know. The whenever government decides something just by matter of doctrine instead of by science, you never end up in a good place. We'll leave that at that. Anyway, I have the video from last Friday in the editor. I'm about a third of the way through it, and it's a little slow going. Got to figure out how to. The audio of the speaker was great, but when a question is asked from the audience, I've got a bit of a kerfuffle there between a number of different sources, and they overlap, and I need to kind of sort things out and kind of straighten that out a bit so it's audible, but we'll figure it out. Hope to get that out for review in a couple of days, and get on with the its topic, which is the ham swap, which I am looking forward to. I have an antenna on the wanted list along with the new radio for the boat. KO6GH, back to you.
Comment.
All right, go ahead, comment.
Greg, I must have missed it. What kind of telescope do you have? I'm curious. And if you want to see something really cool, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. I'm not hardcore like you are. I'm just, I go out into the middle of the desert and take my photography stills, with no light. But check out Josh, Ham Radio Crash Course. His after chat last Saturday, he talked about his new telescope toy. Well, it's not a toy, but, his new toy for telescoping. And I think you might like it if you haven't seen it yet.
Thanks. Yeah, I had not seen his. I know of his channel. I haven't seen that episode or the after thing. My telescope is a Stellarvue SVA 130. It's a 5-inch triplet, and they make them here in town. So it's like when it came up, I got it used, but when it came up on their on Stellarvue's certified pre-owned site. They were running that for a while. It's like, okay, that's coming home with me. And called them up and said, yep, here's the money, I'll come pick it up. And it's just across town, and a gorgeous scope. And we actually had We had 5 telescopes out last night, 3 stellar views, mine, 2 of the 128s. Actually, they had like serial numbers like within a couple of each other. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, and and an 8-inch Schmidt Cassegrain. And between them, we were looking at M42, the Orion Nebula, comparing views of that. Saw Jupiter, great red spot. Saw Io go behind the planet, just transit behind, and apparently it transited across the front of it. I missed the shadow, but I believe some people were able to see that. And my system is I do imaging. I've got a camera on mine, so I was taking the images of that dwarf galaxy out there. Yeah, it was a great evening. But that's what I've got. It's a 5-inch f7 refractor.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, I don't remember at which point during the after chat it was last week, but yeah, check out the after chat last week. He talked about the telescope he's using now, and it's a nice one. There was a whole discussion and everything about it. Anyway, back to you, Jeff. Thanks.
All right. Well, Greg, it sounds like you are always busy. That telescope, it is fun to start parties. I remember enjoying looking through your telescope at one of the field days. That was fun.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have what I keep trying to do is combine all of the hobbies, and which is going to be fun. If I ever try to get a telescope on a sailboat, how do you keep it aimed? Things rocking back and forth. I talked to who was it? Scott over at the airport. He makes industrial Steadicam mounts, and okay, can that steady my telescope down to an arc second? He says, I don't know. Arc second's pretty small. We'll see. KO6TH. Anyway, on with the day, and everybody have a good one. Enjoy the early spring. Usually we only get a week of it. I'm worried that this is the week of it, and that we have hotter things to come. KO6TH, 73.
Yeah, it's a fine idea, putting a telescope on a sailboat. I'm sure it's been tried. But technology is getting better. It's maybe better to sail to an island and to set it up there. Have a great day. KO6TH, KW6U, 73.
Pacific Island sounds wonderful. KO6TH.
All right, let's see. I think Dave has been waiting around for a long time. K6DCL, good morning. How are you?
Just woke up from a nap, just in time. I thought you forgot all about me, but then I realized that Craig hadn't gone yet, and I must have been after him. So here I am, K6DCL. And it's a beautiful, quiet Sunday morning. So quiet, I think I fell asleep. And but I'm awake now. And Lucy's over at the station, and I'm here at the dining room table, sipping my last part of my coffee and listening to the net. Nothing else. Today's my birthday. My kids are coming up, and we're getting together and probably going to go out to eat. K6DCL.
All right. Sounds like you're having a nice morning. It's probably warm enough for you to get outside if you wanted to do that for a bit. But it's happy Sunday to you.
Go, that's what it's all about. Have a good day, Jeff. W6EK K6DCL. See you later.
All right, Dave, thanks for checking into the net this morning and your patience. This is KW6U and 73 to you.
Happy birthday, Dave.
KW6EK6DCL73.
Yep, somebody hollered out happy birthday to you, Dave. So, yes, have a great day. Indeed. All right, good morning. This is the Coffee Break Net, and I'm just going to run through some announcements real quick for the typical things that we do. I know we've been talking long in the foot, but, we have our weekly nodes here that are going on, starting with this Sunday evenings. There's a Placer County Aries meeting of some kind, whether it's an exercise on the repeater or some other exercise. Go to Placer County Aries, look it up with a Google search, and you'll get a nice Google page. Lots of emergency resources there that are available on that. And so if you're interested in Placer County Aries, Sunday evenings at 7:30 is the usual meeting time. All Nodes Net, every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific time on W6EK 2-meter repeater and AllStarLink 51018. That's a great place, the Elmer Net for nodes. And we actually have an Elmer Net every first and third Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. on the repeater, hosted by Eric, W6EMR. I like to call it the Brain Trust. That is the W6EK Repeater. There's any question that you have, you can ask. Well, let's say ham radio question. Let's narrow it down a little bit. You're probably going to get a solution to a problem that you didn't even know you had. In the Shack is the alter ego to the Elmer Net. That's every second and fourth Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. on Zoom. You can show off your project in person, ask a question, get some answers there. The weekly 2-meter net is every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. We get some officer reports, ARRL news, a satellite report, and a mystery question, which is always a lot of fun. Check in from anywhere that you are. Whether it's by node, whether it's by RF. If you're out walking the dog, take your HT with you and see if you can reach it. That's kind of the whole point of the weekly 2-meter net, is to make sure that you can check in from wherever you happen to be. And to keep Friday nights alive, there's a first and third Friday. There's a Friday night trivia, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. That's always a lot of fun. Our club meetings are the second Friday of each month. Our next meeting will be in April, that second Friday. It's at the Placer County Health and Human Services Conference Center on Auburn. DeWitt is also on Zoom. The Zoom presentations are much better for the more interactive now. They're fantastic setup in that particular brand new building with modern equipment. It makes the meeting process much nicer for you. Bring a food bank donation if you come in, and you'll win some prizes and just have a great time. Let's see, the Loomis Ham Fest. This is the biggest event of the year. Saturday, March 28th, 7 a.m. for club members. Please sign up today if you're a club member. We do need a lot of volunteers. The setup actually starts quite early for some, 4:30 to 5. But even if you can't show up that early, there are places for you to work for an hour and just kind of help the flow of everything. The more people that we have that sign up, the less time you actually have to work, and the more you can enjoy the Ham Fest as a person. And if you have to be part of that setup crew, free coffee and donuts for you first thing in the morning. So that's always fun. That's a big incentive. It's always beautiful weather. It is going to be a fantastic setup. It's been getting bigger and bigger each year. The prize list has gotten huge for the drawings. And if you go to W6EK.org, you can see that prize list growing as it is. A fantastic set of things going there. But it's also a place that if you're a member, you can go ahead and sign up and volunteer for something. Even if you're not sure what it is, just put your name down and we'll put you in the spot that makes sense. The monthly breakfast is also the last Saturday of every month, and that's also going to be on March 28th, 7:38 a.m. at Mel's. We have Let the Mel's crew that know that there's not, most likely there's not going to be a lot of people, but a lot of people like to meet there before they come down to the Loomis Ham Fest. So expect a small crowd this time because I'm sure most people will be at Ham Fest. Let's see, we have a tech class that's starting up Tuesday, April 21st to May 26th, 7 p.m. on Zoom. And there's going to be a couple of labs, a CODA, on the 9th of May, and an antenna build, and an antenna build on the 23rd. And also on May 9th, there's going to be a coffee and donuts in the park. Look for information on W6EK.org. Coffee and donuts in the park is a blast. So there'll be a ton of Elmers for you people that are taking this tech class. A lot of fun. Go ahead and sign up for it again on W6EK.org. The next Fox Hunt is going to be Saturday, April 25th. It'll meet at Mel's parking lot. Information's on W6EK.org. Matt, KO6INP, is going to be the fox tender. This will be a lot of fun. Fox hunting is a blast. You don't need a license to fox hunt. And it's a gateway, I call it a gateway drug into ham radio. You get a chance to play around with some radios and antennas and learn how this stuff works without actually needing a license to be able to do that. So come out and have some fun. Introduce somebody to ham radio via a fox hunt. If you want to take a VE exam, you can get an upgrade or take your license for the first time. Go to hamstudy.org. The Sierra Foothills VE team meets next Monday, April 6th, 7 p.m. at the Confluence Church campus in Auburn. And the Granite Bay VE group is Saturday, March 14th, 9 a.m. at the Rayleigh's Event Center on Douglas Auburn Folsom. And the Folsom VE team, March 19th. So Granite Bay actually met yesterday. They'll meet again the second Saturday, 9 a.m. in Rayleigh's, and then this coming Thursday, March 19th in Folsom for the Folsom VE team. Hamstudy.org has the locations and the sign-ups for those. Good luck on your next VE exam. All right, it's 9:32. I can go ahead and take some more check-ins and let me know if you are in and out.
KM6RFB, Scott Lincoln.
KB7 DFP, Kennedy Falls 6 Whiskey, Quebec Uniform KN6WGU.
All right, Dan, I've got you, KN6WQU. Good morning, Ken, KB7DFP, and good morning, Scott, KM6RFB. Wow, okay, that was nice and quick. I'll just start with you, Scott. Go ahead, KM6RFB.
I wanted to follow back around to Orion from yesterday. He was net control. I was asking him on what a balancing network is for an in-fed antenna, and I have my answer. Turns out that a balancing network is a terminated resistor for a terminated in-fed V antenna, and it's typically a 600 ohm resistor rated at least 33% of the power output, but it's preferred that it be rated at least 50% of the power output. So for 200 watts, you need a 100 watt, 600 ohm resistor, and that makes up a balancing network.
Ah, very cool. I think I've actually seen a diagram of that before. I kind of put it together in my head, but it looks or sounds familiar, but very cool. I always forget these things, to be fair.
Well, took a little bit of work, but I sent the Facebook group I belong to a question, and a lot of people got back to me on what a balancing network is, and so it's basically called a TEFV, a terminated in-fed V antenna. And so I have the bulk of it. I don't have the terminated resistor, so I needed to know what I needed. And now that I know, I can finish the antenna that I have. It's a Barker-Williamson AC 110. So that's what I'm doing today. And yard work.
Which comes first, the yard work, so you can make room to set that antenna up?
No, I'm not setting it up. I'm still working on it. The yard work comes first. I've got to finish putting some bark down and some other things and put some weed killer out so I can finish barking the area. So that's what I've got today, and then I've got Aries tonight. Other than that, all is good in the world.
Comment?
Go ahead, comment.
KG6 here. Hey, Scott, did that email I sent you help you at all?
I had the website for Barker Williamson, but I appreciate you sending it. So I posted a question up on the InFed group on Facebook and with a diagram, and everybody got back to me and said you're missing the terminated resistor, which is called a balancing network.
Perfect. Yeah, I wasn't sure if those PDFs would help you, and those were found by Shannon, KC10HT, who checked in yesterday. All right, thank you. KG6 you.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All the information is very helpful. It allowed me to come up with the correct answer. So, Jeff, back to you. 7 3s to the net.
All right, Scott, thanks again for all that you do. Quite the busy guy, and it sounds like fun building your antenna the way you are. KM6RFD, KW6U, 7-3. Good morning, Ken, KB7DFP. I didn't hear pedestrian mobile, so you must be relaxing now.
Well, I was, and then I just came outside, so I'm now pedestrian mobile and a little chilly, but...
It's all about timing, isn't it? You're often pedestrian mobile. It's a good thing that you do, getting out and getting walks when you can. And it's chilly up by you, huh? It's not too bad for us. Maybe you've got some wind.
Yeah, we had some yesterday, and then there's a little breeze today. I didn't look at the weather report. I mean, it's sunny, so we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll get better later on. Anyway, I slept in a little bit today because yesterday was the monthly astronomy meeting, and so that was fun.
Did you hear the astronomy discussion with Greg, KO6TH?
Oh, yeah, I was listening intently.
Yeah, they have their star parties all the time, and Greg certainly has a lot of fun with that. Kind of fun hobby. I think I always like the idea of looking at, a little star cluster or something where you end up with, hundreds of thousands of light years away, that photon that comes all the way through that distance and goes through the telescope and actually touches your retina, probably terminates there.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. They were going to have a little star party last night, but the weather wasn't just right. There was quite a bit of wind. So anyway, but apparently they're going to train me on their 24-inch telescope that they have there at the college so that I can help out with things like that.
Oh, that's a pretty good-sized telescope. Yeah, I remember something similar when my wife was taking astronomy, and this was quite a while ago, when she was finishing her degree. And the astronomy professor set something up in El Dorado Hills, and it was about, it was pretty close to a 24-inch telescope, but it was in a long tube, maybe 8 feet long. It was quite amazing.
Yeah, this might be quite a neat thing. I guess the whole setup cost about $150,000.
Holy moly! I didn't realize. Now, I know they can get expensive, but 24 inches is pretty good size, so it kind of makes sense.
There's a lot more to it than just the telescope, and there's the foundation, and then there's the, it's this dome that turns, and it's, pretty professional for the college and everything. But when people use it, you have to have two people there that are trained on it, and they apparently someone volunteered me for that and said, "Oh man, I've known him for years, and you should have him do this, and he can help you out." And I'm all thinking, "Oh gosh."
Volunteered by invitation only, it sounds like.
Yeah, so I thought I'd go with it and just see what happens. I figure it's not going to hurt to know how to use it, and who knows?
Well, it sounds like a privilege to be invited and an experience to learn, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. There could be a whole new rabbit hole for you.
The only catch about these star parties and these meetings is everything's at night, and I'm an early to rise and early to bed person, so I bring my little toothpicks with me so I can keep my eyelids open.
Well, maybe the early part starts much earlier than you thought. Do it backwards. Don't stay up late. Just start your day earlier.
I actually was thinking something similar last night when I thought, some of them are still up at 4 in the morning watching, and I'm thinking that's when I get up.
Yeah, just move that up to 2 a.m. and you're about perfect. A little bit of a modification to your change, but not a terrible one.
Yeah, I'll just tell them I'll be there a little later. Yeah. Anyway, so it was a lot of fun because it's neat to be there with people that like the things that you like, and I've heard that there's another person in the club that is also into the ham radio as well, but I haven't figured out who he is, but I think he exists somewhere in that club.
Well, it seems the hobbies kind of go together. There are, for some reason, if you're, intellectually inclined towards learning those things, there's some crossover, and it makes sense to me.
Anyway, I'm going to continue to pedestrian mobile and let you continue on with the net. It's been great chatting with you and checking in. KB7DFP.
All right, Ken, thanks again for checking in this morning. Always good to hear you. KB7DFP, KW6U73. And good morning, Dan, KN6WQU. What are you up to today?
Good morning, Jeff and the net. This is KN6WQU. By the way, Jeff, when you were coming back announcing there's the three of us, there was somebody that was trying to convince you, but I didn't know who it was. It was a weak signal. But you were definitely stronger than they were. Anyway, I'm headed to the south area. I'm going to do some brakes on the vehicle real quick. I think I have like 6 jobs today. Not too long, not too hard. Probably, I think I can be done by 3, I hope. But I got 2 cars at the house I got to look at. And another day, guys. Just another day. Beautiful day, though. I mean, the sun is getting pretty warm out lately. They're talking about 90 degrees now on Wednesday. Jeez, bees. So I have to start changing into the summer clothes. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I meant to tell you when I get logged in to tell you I was quick in and out, but it didn't make it out that far because I'm just waking up. So the old brain hasn't got a kickstart yet, but we're almost there. This is KN6WQ.
You got a busy day ahead of you as always, so yeah, I get it with the brain not always kicking in. Well, you have a great day, Dan. Thanks for checking into the net this morning, and I'll look for that other person here in a moment. KN6WQU, KW6U73.
73, thanks for running the net tonight, this morning, Jeff. He's not there yet. 73 all.
You'll get it together. All right, good morning. This is the Coffee Break Net. You know what? It's getting close, 9:44. Let's go ahead and take a round of in and outs and log onlys. In and outs and log onlys.
K5ASL, Charlie, South Mississippi, log only.
W1ATV, good morning, Jeff.
CO, log only.
KO6 MMI/AE, quick in and out.
Alpha Bravo 4, Bravo Alpha, log only.
KI6TC for the log.
KB6CD for the log.
All right, let me go ahead and sort through these things real quick to make sure I've got everybody here. Right up front, let's go ahead and start with KB6ED. Ed, got you in the log. KI6TC, Glenn, I've got you in the log. AB4AB, is that correct?
Alpha Bravo 4, Bravo Alpha.
Alpha Bravo 4, Bravo Alpha.
Roger, Roger, Roger.
All right, got you in the log here. Let's see, KO6MMI/AE. I'll circle back to you. W6EK, I've got you, and there are a couple of other stations that I didn't quite get in there. There was a Kilo 5. Let's start with that station.
Yeah, sorry. Kilowatt 5 Alpha Sierra Lima. Charlie, South Mississippi, just logging in.
All right, Kilo 5 Alpha Sierra Lima, got you in the log. Was there another station mixed in there too?
Alpha Kilo 6 Echo Oscar for the log.
Alpha Kilo 6 Echo Oscar, got you in the log. Did I miss anyone else? All right, let me circle back to Aaron. Good morning, W6EK. What are you up to today?
Good morning, Jeff and Net, W6EK here. Just doing a little plumbing maintenance around here. Got a stopped up drain. Fun stuff. Hey, by the way, anybody rocking one of the new Yaesu FTX1s? They did finally drop the firmware for the W6EK function. So anybody that has one of those, you might go take a look. It seems to work quite well.
Any particular upgrades that they did? I haven't updated the firmware on my FTDX10. I wonder what they did for you.
Well, they haven't updated the FTDX10 in quite some time. I keep looking, but on the FTX1, they've pretty much fixed all the bugs, but the Wires X capability was missing. You could do C4FM, but you couldn't do any of the management of the rooms or that kind of stuff. That button just didn't do anything, and they added all that. So it took them a long time to get it out, but it's a really nice update.
What a neat radio to be able to have that capability built into with that UHF, VHF with Wires X now, and then of course HF as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty nifty little radio, and that's what I use. That's what I'm using right now. I'm using it on my desk, and I can unsnap the cable and take it with me, and got a little portable rig with me.
Oh, I know. Very, very cool. Altogether, a nice setup, and boy, you must be having a blast with that thing, especially when you travel. That's just light and easy to go with you.
Yeah, it definitely fits in the backpack really nice. So that and an antenna and some cable, and you're set to go. It has a nice battery with it, and I got another little 6 ampere that doesn't weigh anything. So I actually have 2 batteries for it. So it'll go a couple of days on batteries. So yeah, nice little rig. A little heavier than like something you're going to be carrying on your little Trek, but pretty full function radio.
Yeah, you're more of a POTA setup than a SOTA setup, but that thing can also go on the SOTA with the right battery connection just to be able to do what you got to do. And have you gotten yourself set with something as small as a cell phone yet, or are you connected just to a computer when you operate in digital?
I typically have a laptop with me, but I can run it off of my phone and or a tablet. It just depends on how much eye strain I want.
Yeah, there's some pretty decent. Well, it's just neat that you can hook it all up together. What a great radio setup all around. Fantastic. I'm glad you're having fun with that thing. Love to hear it. So, firmware update that opens up Wires X on the UHF VHF side. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they keep adding new little features to it. So I do wish they'd come up with a couple things for the X10 and the 710 for that matter, because they've changed the menuing system and they've changed the waterfall, some of the coloring and stuff on it a little bit. Be super simple things to add to the other ones, kind of update them just a little bit, but I doubt if it'll ever happen.
This is how they sell more radios. They tease you with that capability. We know it's just a firmware update, but you know what? Oh, I would just like it to do this or that. Actually, what you have is a pretty cool radio on its base format, and it's pretty neat.
Totally agree. All right, well, you have an awesome day. Hope you don't have too many honeydews to do today, and I'll talk to you a little later. Everybody have a great day. 7-3 W6EK.
All right, Aaron, have a great day. Happy Sunday. Say hi to Diana for us, and we'll talk to you later. W6EK KW6U 73. All right, good morning. This is getting close to the end of the Coffee Break Net, so we'll go ahead and take some log-onlys. Who's been hanging out just waiting to get in the log? Log-onlys, please.
KM6 and 6 WYZ for the log. Log. I can't wait to get in the log. Thanks a lot.
All right, let's see. I got two calls on the same thing. Did I get, KM6 station, what was your call again?
KM6LYW. Cool, thanks. For the log.
There you go. And then you got stepped on a little. Thanks, Craig. I got you in the log. And we got stepped on a little bit, but I think I got N6WYZ. Roy, is that correct?
Yes, it is. Good morning.
All right, good morning. Got you both in the log. Anyone else want to get in the log here for the Coffee Break Net?
Whiskey Bravo 3, Charlie Sierra Yankee. Thank you.
All right, Rick, WB3CSY, I've got you in the log. Anyone else for the log?
KI5 IYV, Roger.
KFI Yankee Victor. Did I get that correct, Roger?
It's Kilo India 5 India Yankee Victor.
Oh, sorry about that. Kilo India 5 Yankee Victor. All right, got you in the log. Thank you so much for that. Anyone else for the log?
Hey, Jeff, let's set up. It's India Yankee Victor for Roger.
Okay, let me double check this. Kilo India 5 India Yankee Victor. Gotcha. Okay. Did I get that correct?
That is correct. Roger, Roger.
All right, thank you so much for that. Anyone else for the log?
Well,
one more pass. This is Kilo Whiskey 6 uniform for the Coffee Break Net, just taking one last pass at the log onlys. All right, hearing none. Well, thank you all for hanging out with me this fine Sunday morning. It's beautiful. Got to get outside and go do something fun. I've got other things we got to do, so have a great and happy Sunday. We'll talk to you all next time on the Coffee Break Net. Coffee Break Net is every morning, 7:30 to around 10 a.m. A few minutes early today, but have a happy Sunday. I'll be returning the repeater back to normal operation. This is KW6U signing off, 7-3.
73, Jeff, and KO6MMI stroke AE. The other Jeff, congratulations on the stroke AE from Kilo Golf 6 November Lima Whiskey.
Thank you, Frank. This is KO6MMI stroke AE, and I appreciate the call out. This will probably be my last transmission, as I am expecting my call sign to change tomorrow. So I just wanted to send KO6MMI out on a nice little note here. Started out on the Coffee Break and the W6EK Repeater. So this will be the last transmission for Kilo Ocean 6, Mike India, stroke AE. Looking forward to meeting y'all again tomorrow with another call sign. Have a great day. 7-3 to all of you. Thank you again, Frank. 7-3 to all.
Yeah, KO6MMI, this is KW6U. Boy, I think I skipped over you. Well, congratulations on the AE. That is fantastic. Thanks for checking in that way. Stroke AE doesn't last very long, so we're very happy to put you in the log that way.
No worries, Jeff. It is Sunday, and the sun is shining. It's glorious out here. And which means I got to go to bed and get ready for tonight. So no harm, no foul. I just appreciate you coming back, and I appreciate all of y'all. Bye. Stroke AE, clear.
All right, Jeff, thanks again. And looking forward to whatever new call sign that you come up with. We're happy to find out and make sure we mention it on the Coffee Break Net. I'll talk to you later. This is KW6U, and I am clear.
And both Jeffs, you great. Yeah, I cannot talk now this morning. Jeff and Jeff, you great. Have a great morning. 73, and again, congratulations on the AE there, MMI, Jeff. KG6 Nova, and I'll be clear.